All right, let's talk about housing a little bit here, because housing is really important, but it's not without its challenges. And we've been telling you for a long time how hot the housing market is, and you've seen us talk about this chart. The reason why you've seen me talk about this chart for the last 15 years and continuously update it is because it works. This is how many people are born every year. It's so funny. Like 2 weeks ago, I saw somebody on Housing Wire for the first time talk about demographics like this. They're like, oh, so now you finally got it. Yeah, this stuff works. It's accurate. So what this tells you is every year how many people were born in the US. And Zillow tells us that the median age of a first-time home buyer is 33. So in 2020, that 33-year-old was born right here in 1987. And what I want you to see is what's about to happen, because the person born here is your median age first-time homebuyer in 2021, 2, 3, 4, 25. Look at the next 5 years. Notice something? There's an explosion in births. That's going to be an explosion in first-time homebuyers. It's so important with first-time homebuyers because a move-up buyer buys a home, but they also sell a home, so the inventory remains neutral. But a first-time home buyer buys a home and has nothing to sell, so they are depleting inventory. And that's important for us. See, when you look at this chart, you remember we called the stock market crash in 2000, the housing bubble, sorry, in 2006. And I remember going on CNBC and people giving me hate mail and saying, what do you mean? Housing market strong. I told people don't do neg am loans and coffee loans, and people hated me. Well, we were right, because what we did was we looked at this chart, and this chart showed us that birth rates dropped crazy in 1973. And 33 years after that, they were 33-year-old first-time homebuyer in 2006, and there was a lot fewer of them than there were in 2005 and 2004, because this reflects 1972 and 1971's births. And the reason was because abortions were made legal in 1973. The birth rates dropped, they stayed low, then they perked up. And that manifested 33 years later, where you see the blue bar is households being formed. They dropped, went flat, and perked up, just like the birth rates did. And that holds true because that's going to happen, because the births occurred, and 33 years later, they're going to be looking to be first-time home buyers or starting a household. But what we're about to see is this explosion, and you haven't seen that yet, but that's what's going to happen to this blue line. It's going to go up, 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 and builders, which are in gold, have not kept up. So the housing bubble started here because builders didn't get the memo. They didn't listen to us. They built homes like crazy, but the amount of households being formed were dropping because abortion was legalized 33 years before. This imbalance, too much product, not enough purchasers, caused the housing bubble. And the hot housing market that you have today is this imbalance. Too many buyers, not enough product. Prices going up. And we know that this is going to get worse. We know that worse or better, depending, but this is going to be more of an imbalance. You're going to have this blue line going up, and the gold bars probably aren't going to keep up because you've had builders never keep up.